Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Lenovo Thinkpad X1 Yoga Gen 6. Now, the retail starting price point for this is somewhere around $1,800 US, and that's very close to what Lenovo sent over for review purposes. This is not a sponsored video, it is just an independent review, as usual here on my channel. What we've got under the hood is an Intel 11th Gen Core i7. It's the 1165 G7, a chip that is familiar already at this point in 2021. We have 16 gigs of RAM. We have a 0.5 terabyte NVMe drive, which of course actually can be upgraded to a Gen 4 drive, for those of you that are wondering. Intel Iris Xe graphics on board, of course integrated, and a 14-inch 16 by 10 full HD plus, that is 1920 by 1200 resolution display with anti-glare and privacy guard, UHD, or excuse me, not UHD, a 720p and HD camera, webcam with Windows Hello IR support. That pretty much covers it. Let's get this thing out of the box. And I think this is going to be incredibly popular because, after all, it combines what so many people love about the ThinkPad with the Yoga line into the same machine, which makes it very attractive. So the only other thing in here is the power brick. Go ahead and put that down, get the box out of the way, and let's see what we're looking at here in this 6th generation. And this machine has evolved a lot. And from what I've seen, the 6th gen that you're about to take a look at, and remember, this is a review unit. This is not, I think, if you've got this with retail packaging, I'm pretty sure that you would have an actual physical box in here. They are letting you know that there is a privacy guard on this. You have to use Function and D in order to use that privacy guard, and I'll talk about that in the course of my review. 65-watt charger, I'm pretty sure, is what is included, but let's take a look and just verify that. And I'm not sure what the actual charge time is on it, but these days, Ultrabooks like this, yeah, it's a 65-watt, nothing proprietary, Type-C. You're generally looking at a little over an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on the machine. The first thing I will tell you is that build quality is solid, but that is expected. Move this out of the way as well. Let's take a look around the actual machine, because there has been some redesigning. You can see we've got an HDMI port, and then we have a USB Type-A port, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, which you will be using for charging. You can see that indicated right there. The docking port that used to exist on the previous generation has been done away with. And then some ventilation on the back. You can see, I believe this is a new hinge system. Some more ventilation on the bottom. This is user upgradable, at least to some extent. You can get this. I think it supports up to 32 gigs of RAM. On the other side, we've got a Kensington lock. We have another USB Type-A port, headphone jack. This is one of the jacks that's been relocated, and then the pen in its silo. And this is, again, what makes this particular ThinkPad unique. Now, there are different flavors of this, but this is a brand new refresh, and in that, it really is a redesign. It definitely, when you see it from the sides, looks a lot more like the traditional Yoga line than the previous Gen 5 model. So, exciting for those of you that wanted the best of both worlds. I would have liked to have gotten a UHD version, but when Lenovo's PR reps reach out and they say, I've got this or that, I generally am pretty accepting, because I love new tech, like most of you that subscribe, and I don't really have anything against full HD displays. They're not my own personal choice, but I know for many of you out there, full HD is still the way to go. So, fingerprint scanner is located on the upper right. I believe this is also the power button. Let's go ahead and see if it powers on. It may not have any charge. It was already open, so I thought maybe we would have some. The UHD with Windows IR compatibility, so that's Windows Hello, facial recognition. Top center, we also have a little privacy guard. You can see the little red dot now covering it. And then we have basically, I would say, a very similar keyboard to what you'd find on the Yoga line. Speakers are on the side, trackpad, and then they're just letting you know, again, in order to enable the privacy guard, you're going to want to hit Function plus D. You have, from what I can tell, nice key travel on this. Matte finish, by the way, on the display. That's what was denoted by anti-glare, and very little bezel. And that's something that is yet another improvement. And the fact that this can actually, if you wanted to, game because it has Iris Xe on board is yet another benefit of this 6th gen Yoga 6. So in the ThinkPad lineup. So let me actually plug this in. I do have, it's on the wrong side, but I can bring it around. I have a 65 watt charger right here from my own HP 13T, which of course should drive this. You can now see the power light is blinking. Let's go ahead and power it up. We'll see if it's been formatted or not. Your traditional pointer in the center, all of your secondary functions like controlling the space bar for backlighting on the keyboard, and then all of the dedicated function keys at the top. I do like that we actually have a light on, of course, the mute button, something that I always appreciate when manufacturers do, and you can see that boot up time was pretty fast. Now, viewing angle is not the best, but remember, this is a Yoga, so we can do that. We can go all the way around. We can do whatever we want with this thing, pretty much. 180 degrees of rotation. The hinge is very solid. I can tell you that right now. I mean, if you were concerned about wobble, not getting wobble, it looks like I may have disconnected the power in wobbling it, though. Let's see. Did I just put it to sleep? Something happened. Let's see if it comes back. Come back to us. Come on. That's what I'm assuming happened. Seems like it. Looks like it went to sleep. It's coming back. Dolby Atmos sound, which we'll see how it is. Of course, that'll be part of the testing. And build quality seems really solid. I'm not sure what just happened there, but we will find out. I wanted you to be able to see. It looks like the privacy screen is enabled, so that would explain a lot. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. So again, as I mentioned, you're just going to hit the function button and D. Nope, that was not. This is sans privacy. You should be able to see a slight difference there. Let me go ahead and crank up the brightness. Although it may be all the way up. It is all the way up. Now, this is a 400 nit screen. I'm not sure how well it's going to come across. The battery is depleted, which is 2%. So I literally got this. Whoever used this last, whoever reviewed it, wouldn't waste any electricity, and they've left it to me to charge up. But you saw it's estimating about 2 hours to a full charge, so that's not bad at all. And again, that's with any 65 watt power supply, because this is my HP one. I'll see if it does behave any differently with the Lenovo, but I doubt it. Build quality seems excellent. We're going to see how it does. Hopefully, I'm expecting battery life to be somewhere around 8 hours, but we'll see. In real world use, of course, I'll test it out. We'll see what Wi-Fi performance is. Of course, we've got Wi-Fi 6 on board. After all, this is latest and greatest. And then I may even throw in a Sabrent Gen 4 drive. I have a 2 terabyte and 4 terabyte. Might want to see how it operates in here, since this is a machine much like the Vio Z that I have in-house, which my full review is coming shortly, that supports Gen 4 drives. So if you have the need for speed, it can be accommodated. Again, a business machine that can do both. It is a Yoga, still has the great little ThinkPad blinking light for above the eye. I like the design cue, and it reminds me a lot of them basically taking the ThinkPad Yoga Gen in general, the design language, and bringing it, the traditional consumer Yoga design language, to the ThinkPad version, which is a good thing. It's a marriage that I think was long overdue. So excited to share this with all of you. Definitely a lightweight, flexible Ultrabook with pen input, touchscreen capability. I mean, the only thing it doesn't have is a dedicated GPU, which isn't what you'd be looking for in a thin and light convertible like this anyway. And you still have all the niceties of it being a ThinkPad for the most part. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.